Hello, everyone. Welcome to my series on openings. So we're gonna start with Antirush versus Antirush openings. Um, so to kick this off, I think we should start with the evolution of the Antirush set. So in the beginning, there was Rush, right? So Rush, three, four, five, six. I don't know how many that is. Seven. Is that seven? Seven. Something like this. Was this one? So in the beginning there was Rush. I think it's something like this. Um, but Rush basically dominated the game. Um, I think even more so when champions were 600 HP. I know the three champion year was also a set. I don't know how those fared, but that got patched after I should say nerfed. Champions got nerfed after about a month. So it wasn't really that much time, but Rush was basically killing everything, right? Rush was beating Regen, Bombard, Winds of Fate, even Rush. Um, until there was uh, Anti-Rush, and I think this champion is over here. So Anti-Rush. So the original Anti-Rush, I've got. Oh, those are champions. So the original Anti-Rush actually looked like this, with Shield Wall instead of Stoicism. So Shield Wall's pretty nice, you know, especially for the Halberds. It guarantees their survival unless you're playing against Bombard. That's one of the drawbacks. Um, Another thing about Shield Wall is that it also guarantees the survival of the 200 HP champions that have been weakened by a scout. One thing it doesn't do, however, is stop scouts from weakening your champions to 400 HP, and that can be a bummer, right? So you'll also see this champion can only move right here. So this champion can move over here, and the idea was, um, well, if you ask me, this should also be an option, but I guess the wall is supposed to be sufficiently long. But the idea was you would actually move this halberd back, and if they did something like kill your halberd over here, um, we'll use um, we'll use a spinner. Let's say this spinner came and killed your unit over here. Well, you can move this other halberd back and just rebuild your wall. Um, so obviously there were flaws, like you can't move your champion all the way over here. Um, there were problems with shield wall as well, so that got upgraded to stoicism, and then the let's see, is this it? No, we need a foot soldier. Then it evolved into something like this. Still some problems, right? But it's better. It's got stoicism. I find that to be a better command. Although 200 HP units can be killed by a champion with battle cry. So again, the same idea of moving the champion over here. Now we've got a foot soldier. Foot soldiers are actually good against scouts because this set's quite scout heavy. Well, not too heavy. It's got 5. Um, it's a decent amount for the foot soldier to go up against. Um, but I think the most important drawback of this formation is once you've traded off this champion, so you no longer have this champion, and you've traded off some other units. Well, now you've got this. I don't like this wall. Let's say you've traded this off as well. So enemy champion is approaching, is incoming. Try to say incoming and approaching at the same time. Um, but you know, it's over here somewhere. Enemy champion approaching, and now you need all four of these units in order to close your wall. Um, right? So normally you want something like this, but that's gonna take you an extra move, right? Because you have to move 1 and 2. The only way to close is like this immediately, and then if they take one of your units, you can't replace it. On the other hand, if the halberd was right here, you could actually just close your wall like this, and then you could replace one of the units that gets taken. Um, so there aren't really... So everything gets shifted over a bit. So with the champion here, he can also move right here, right? But I don't find that there are a lot of drawbacks to having to close your wall kind of like this. Simply because if the enemy champion is approaching from the front line, when he comes over here to take one of your units, you know, in 3 turns, and he can kill this halberd, well, this is the last row he can reach, so you can actually, you know, oops, you can actually replace that unit like so, or you know, back here if that'll benefit you more late in the later game. But yeah, I don't think having this is such a problem. The replaceability aspect, anyway. Um, a lot of times you still get the situation where you know you don't have anything to replace it with, so still the same issue. But so the standard anti-rush set these days has certainly gone through improvements. I remember one time we found an opening where the foot soldier and the scout should actually be switched, simply because there was this weird line where you get your champion weakened in the 5-6-6 because you have to play this foot soldier and the scout. And if the foot soldier was over here, that actually lets a scout come into the wall. So I don't know. We thought maybe you should have the foot soldier switched up, but as it turns out, the scout weakening that we found doesn't really work out. You actually get counterattacked pretty hard. But yeah, it seems this form of anti-rush has sustained itself through the ages. So, invalid. Oh, what are? Oh, I got 2 of those. All right. So yeah, let's just look at one of the most classic openings. This is called the modern opening, which is ironically outdated. So we just put scouts up, right, like this. Now, if I were black here, the recommended is to scout up 3 attack. But that's not what the modern is. You'll see the modern. May as well be the Gyoko piano of Conquest. And again, here I would play scout up 3. This is the perfect spot for white to do that, but not what the modern is about. And I couldn't tell you. This is mayhem over here. Pure mayhem. It looks like everything is symmetrical, but no, it's mayhem. So, actually, people were a bit timid to play their foot soldier up 4. They didn't want to get battle cried by a scout. That's actually in some of these openings that I'll be going over. But yeah, so this was the opening. I think this is actually good for white if you play this up. Because if you try to do that, well, now, let's see, you're going to recapture with something. Now he gets charge and battle cry first, and yeah, I think it benefits him more than it does you. So, there's one alternate continuation for the modern. You can play Scout takes Scout here, and then you avoid the mess of not having charge battle cry, because now Black's got charge battle cry. So foot soldier up threes looks like a mistake to me, but supposedly that's how it was played back in the old days. So another thing I guess Black could try. I don't know how much this would benefit him, but he could just play take scout, and then after recapture, now he could play the 3 again. He could also go up 4. Actually, I guess he should go up 4 here. But yeah, it sets up another potential trap that White can look forward to. So maybe even perhaps instead of this scout up 4, because look what happens, scout takes, and you can use charge battle cry, but now you've got this scout over here that's threatening to use battle cry and not charge, and that can actually hurt quite a bit. So perhaps instead of even moving this other scout up to give him another target, maybe you could actually move this back 1. You still have charge battle cry threats on this front row. But I don't know, you're a bit underdeveloped, aren't you? Although I suppose it's not too much of a problem in Conquest, because when you advance your units like this, suddenly you get a huge attack just by moving the foot soldier up 6 spaces. You got all these targets over here. So you really can't have too many units advanced up, but you can't have not enough units moved up, if that makes sense. Usually you want like 2 scouts next to each other so they can work with each other in an attack, right? One's going to advance, and then if he gets chastised, the other can come move up. Sometimes you just need the 1 scout so you can charge battle cry the champion out. But yeah, that's been the modern opening. We'll look at the 4-4-3 attack in the next opening. So join me again for the next video. Thank you for watching.